Doppler Labs just launched their second product, the Hear Active Listening System, on Kickstarter. We sat down with CEO and co-founder Noah Kraft to talk about it.
Let's start by, Jordan will turn up the volume on your world.
Okay.
And Jeff can start playing, and then we'll try some effects. So the volume's up, and then I'm gonna add flange to your world.
Flange.
And then I'm gonna add some reverb.
Prefer the flange.
Prefer the flange, okay?
Oh.
So now we're gonna go to nothing. We're just gonna live mix. So I'm gonna turn down the bass, and then I'm gonna turn down the mids, and then I'm gonna turn down the trebles. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna turn the bass all the way back up. Kind of intense.
Not a good sound. You know, your voice sounds weird with bass.
Yeah, because I have a bassy voice.
Bassy.
The whole idea behind it is two digital buds in an app that you put in your ears to give you control over your real world audio environment. And the reason that's different than a headphone is a headphone's about playing back music that's already been pre-recorded. Our whole idea is we want to optimize the way you hear the world, specifically in live settings such as concerts, stadiums, when you're on a flight. And the way our technology works is it allows you to actually specifically target what you want to hear and what you don't want to hear. So that's everything from a volume knob, so you can turn the world up or down, to selected targeted filters, so you can reduce a baby crying on an airplane, or to enhanced functions like EQ, where you could boost the bass, add reverb, add echo.
So what made you want to build something like this? Like, it never even occurred to me that, like, oh, I'm having a tough time hearing. Like, I've always just kind of
it's a great question.
It.
It probably was a confluence of a lot of things. I'm a musician at heart, and where I really started, thinking about this is, every way we hear the world is suboptimal, right? If you think about just noise in general, and you can get pretty existential about this, 250 years ago, before the Industrial Revolution, thunder was a very scary noise, right? Thunder would happen and there would be a very extreme reaction to that. But since then, noise has proliferated and gotten more and more, and we've done nothing. Obviously, biologically, we haven't evolved in the 250 years, but also from a perspective, we've only created very blunt instruments to stop that, right? And as you know, we started with doves, and we were proud of that because we created a better earplug, but it was still an earplug. And then what we really started thinking about is, how can we take that to the next level and really make it interactive and make it dynamic, right? The whole point of this is, whether it's for noise or whether it's just making a better experience. And for me, what I get most passionate about is the music scenarios, because every mix at every show, perfect example, right? There's a horn right now and there's nothing we can do about it. But Our whole idea is that doesn't make any sense in this day and age. And so for me, as I was saying, I'm passionate about the music scenarios where it really becomes a function of making the listening experience personalized to you. Because if you think about it, when you listen to recorded music, you put it at the exact volume you want. A lot of people actually pick the recording quality they want. There's a lot of specificity in that. When you go to a live show, it's just listen. And our perspective is, yeah, that's great, but why not give yourself a little personalization and make it perfect for you? Google Glass is the perfect example of where you take a technology and just say, wear it. And I think one of the issues with wearables, especially wearables that are not on the wrist, is you have to be really careful about making sure you're creating something people actually want to wear on their face, right? And we think the ears, because of a lot of pre-existing technology such as headphones, is a more acceptable place, but we still had to be really conscious about making sure that this is a product that people actually want to wear. And when you say to someone, put this on in the morning and wear it everywhere, that creates a social discord. So what we say is, go about your life, and when it is necessary to put this in, this will be a perfect thing to enhance your experience, and it'll allow you to be very immersed, and that's important for us.
So you told me recently that Dubs, the first product, sold 200,000 units of Dubs products, right?
Yeah.
So it's very successful, fully mechanical product. Can you
mechanical.
tell us a little bit about the technology? Because I know this one isn't fully mechanical. How does it work?
So basically it's a DSP, a digital signal processor, and what it does is it brings the audio in, it captures it, and with zero latency, plays back based on the parameters you put in your app, the configuration you want to hear. So it takes the real world audio, it either cancels the stuff you've told it to cancel, and then puts it back. So what that means is, for example, we've been referencing the baby crying. What that does is it creates anti-noise for the frequencies where a baby cries, which is a very specific frequency range. So when it's played back in your ear, you get the real world audio that's been coming in minus the frequencies you don't want. And then of course with effects, there's specific algorithms that actually augment the audio as it goes through. But one of the biggest things we did is we created a zero latency product, which is incredible because it has the effect of you're hearing the world in real time with that augmentation. And that's a really novel concept.